Yo, Abusia, is another day, a very beautiful night. It's 8 p.m. Sunday evening, and this is spiritual hour. Then we are going to have a very big conversation. Something happened, and I was expecting all those who read zodiac signs and astrology to make noise about it, because to me, I thought it was a great opportunity for them. But up till now, they've not said anything, so I said, let me help them. Now, so say me train omadwene enfegina so. Omo say NASA a travel ako moon no ho. Ako di 10 days wo ho. Ena o say sa trip we na omo koye no. Eye number 2. Ena omo ko moon no ho. Enti nko omo ka say omo ko trip we na ye number 2 no omo san say omo ko moon no ho no omo say 4 astronauts nso na omo koye no. Na me expect say astrologers na omo wo kuro no mu no. Nka omo be take omo grounds no omo show yen bibi. I want us to talk about something small about their AC ye no. And because me twenye hu say omo anka because astronauts for omo ye 4 ena journey no omo koye no so omo to leading Artemis. Ana Artemis ena omo say ye no ye number 2. Inti ede na moye astrologers na mu read zodiac signs na a huge thing like this esi mo ntumi anka ho hwe na mo ka mo anu tum me gidi so obi awrem fi ade aye treating because ye ko break kakra because of the studio na ye ninti. You people want what you want. We want to give you what you want, and what you want is coming. We will soon give you that surprise no. But see de mo hwe mo ni so ade kakra bi ya fe ne to ho kakra bi ama mo se mo hwe. We spoke about the planetary gods. Yeah, part 1 we ya pena ye call that 1 week break na ya back no. So today we are going to talk about Artemis initiation. And only ye beka ho asem. Don't forget we are still doing the planetary gods. Na na say ye profile this planetary gods no. Me pese obi are befi. Last 2 weeks we entered a very personal world of the Archon laws. Ubekaya ye ehọ na ye start ya ye difi ena ye kasa ye about eroi o se hwan ena be dani nsem bebre mema we mfi so we spoke about Astafarius nku gbagbanto onyame anani etutu wo de kwa igbe kasa ma obekasa nku gbagbanto oye enwoli onya nwoli benya ipa nku gban nku mele ye show manpomo Astafarius or you're very strong in Islamic omo religion nimu. That is Astafarius. Eno ho asem ne ye kan. Eno na ye toa so enne. But enne no ye kwa kofa free a particular side that na me feel say anka astrologers ni be take advantage of it. No more educating. And now we made a lot of noise about this NASA business because according to you, obi a waba school or Ghana da part of those who went to the moon and or the Ghana flag ekoye. We didn't investigate why Ghana flag, but we were rejoicing because yankasa ye patrons inti ye hu se bibia trendy obi a join we don't investigate ni ya jump ni ya shame ti mema we remfi topic na ye treat no eno ana ye da so ye den ye to aso no. But since many celestial activities have taken center stage in recent weeks, we will cover that aspect and gradually conclude our profiling of the planet gods, the archons. That is what we are doing today. Please, the topic was planetary gods or laws. Google platform that was 2 weeks ago. But assemble na ekoso social media no so a few weeks here it was all about initiation Artemis 2. Counting down 10, 9, and na trendy wo baby ana yenya ye map so eka ho. I am sure you have heard about the NASA 10-day trip to the moon in America. It was trending. And as much as we get excited about such fantastic news, there are questions and spiritual observations. Ebina mebo boss on astrologers, what's up? We didn't hear anything from you people. When we say me posi bibi wo me platform no so. Say America for approve executive order for psychedelics. And me bisa say Yen African for yet Ghana han yet higher den. Kosha comment section ho. I say to I am mumfa posting no to so ma. You know, I am not a mathematician, minya mathematician or scientist, but of course I am a spiritual scientist. That one there minam yenu si form say kim. As the journey to the moon becomes news, I'm interested because the moon is a celestial entity that directly impacts spirituality. So as a spiritual visionary, anything pim I was spirituality, you will see me there. Annie, to bet me a friend is spiritual anas. Anas in spirituality. Missy ho say pim. When I started making noise about Oshun, you people turn it into beans. And anamudi agro. But more importantly, the trip was named Artemis. Why? A coin or mutu. Ana baby omo ko ye no. Edin omo de to so ya Artemis 2. Ana Artemis II. Ya obeka ni bia. Why Artemis? Ye bisa ye ho questions ana. Artemis is a Greek mythological deity and a key figure in occultism and spirituality. So when you hear certain words, do not play with it and don't think because they have added or they have packaged it with science. In fact, spirituality never separate spirituality from physicality. They move together. These are like husband and wife. They move together. So omuka Artemis no pe. Next is sharp. Say occultism or spirituality. Obibini emfa spirituality nkane babra bohu. Na bofra ni benyini no waye familiar with it. Obibini the spirituality ne beto nche no nimumpo. No nyiya no obi akosese niamehunu bi sebe. E de asi baabi no wapeche bi de ahye no wapen takre bi etutu e de ahye ho. O de hye ho a no se spirituality a ayehu na afi ni pe twitwahwe e wa anim. Spirituality is life. So obroni de beka ne life ho. No wakase ye science. Aye, na enye time. Eye mimpo na mabema spirituality no a different spectacle. Mama na be ya akondo. And you cannot take this fact from me. Say enye me na me ye ni sa. But nkrofo we eto ade we din say eye Artemis. Na Artemis nso no ni key figure ana mythologically no eye deity but ni key figure in occultism and spirituality no eno na me breaking it down e de ama we. So wuti bibia mythologically ana mythology pe na say wu say eye bibia o makọ distort free baby no mo de be ya de fa wetu utiri mu mame. So in this introduction we will talk briefly about Artemis, the goddess of hunting, wilderness, animals, nature, childbirth, child care, and chastity in ancient Greek religion and mythology. Se uka Artemisa eniama ejina honi. Debia, we are head of these people. Some of us, we will talk to you, we will tell you things, but because eni asori dem wonti yen hype, eni obroni na dia benti yen hype, ba abrofo ni si yechi na omo yepe. Eno de na ye hype. Me no kasai about feminine energy bia enyane. We spoke about Lilith energy and Eve energy not long ago. And nkrofo edi omo NASA trip yi e de ba na trip no omo tu ni din Artemis. What Artemis actually represents is what I have broken down for you. Pachotemase often portrayed wandering forests and mountains and the implications of this goddess in today's world, especially about NASA and the trip to the moon. Sa goddessi ana sa key figure ni dibia ni baby ogina e na mede atena no nti se NASA fo se jani no omukọ ye ne ya Artemis 2 a ende na kire se eye deity bi se enye Oshun na ende enye Lilith na enye Eve na eye den. Because all these credentials na medema amono eye attributed to a feminine energy. But before we do that, I have a few questions to ask my religious friends. Minyame somfo na almost omo bo mpaya ma me se mesesa no. Nyame be sakra madwen no. Nye se obrunsam je meshi dwe no. Me wo questions be the mom. We have been told that some people from NASA went outside the planet into the clouds, passed through them, and went further to the moon. Omo twetwetwa heavens ni nyina mu. Afi omo akọ bosomo no ehọ no mo. Pamucho wo we your question. They even went around the moon according to the news. They spent days and night doing this. Did they not see any kingdom of heaven? A question o, mo bi abunfu o. Omo akwa heavens ni na akoto moon. And omo akọ moon no round. Omo see 10 days. Na mi nyanka maybe so omo asem omo nso a omo se omo call moon no. Ka maybe so omo asem because moon eye esum oni ewia no and rotating na omo differentiate day and night. It is almost around the moon now. Sun ni want. So how were they able to tell? Say they were there for 10 days, and I watch no more the kind ye. As some maybe say, Obibeka so it doesn't make sense because na nkrofo no wahana omo monitor omo. Nti omo tumi akasa mokọ share ho no as the Moses ko gina bipo na chi ho no. Onya 40 days no, Obibeka say bia na nkrofo gina ho na omo kan. Na heaven ho na ha na ye pe ana mpa chow a omo betumi ehu day anyway no because na making 10 days wo Ghana be 9 days wo America enti kan na omo kan ye no mintumi nkyere Jesus wo wilderness ye fasting when na te ya ohu wilderness wo kan 40 days and 40 nights ya churo nipa da sani kan e ho de me nka hwe o me yo Kristo ni mapa me pe me ho asem enti me nka hwe but question na me bisa no enu ni nkrofo omo ko ba bi in the first place na ye nhwe Omo akotwa mu nu hu ahia akwa asan aba omo ehu hwe omo ehu heaven omo ahia angel bi asoso wo ho they even went around the moon oh they spent day and night doing this. Did they not see any kingdom of heaven? Omo ehu osra hindie. There was not even one plot of that heavenly land that they saw. Omo ehu hwe ye bishops ni bi akọkọ akọhu nice houses and nice cars na chese kwan wo ho ba nkrofo we de omo ehu land bia wo ho nti ne heaven na wo he enu na ya ne ye pese ye hu no omo ehu efie bia omo ehu god omo ehu angels how abusia ensese ye bisa na. Secondly, what happens to those of us who worship the crescent of the moon and the stars? Pamucho wo kremofo na de enie omo de sickle moon no ato wo no omo de star so aka ho wo ni nyina so esoro wa na wo nkofo wo ko ewe hu hwe so what's up ho nso so boko misremu o you people you to where you dey mo so mo de ya no mo ko he where is your end mo nso so am say me star and information egu star ni mu no what's up na safo ehu mu wo ho ana ehu hia say bisa these questions ehu hia amcho wo enti mo so where you dey moon for ene mo amoko a star me hu ahwani just a question o. That is my second question and maybe someone those of you who are also expecting Jesus to be on the way coming in the clouds. NASA has passed beyond the clouds to heaven and they didn't meet Jesus and his angels. So what's up? Because behold, he comes riding on the clouds. They didn't see him there. They didn't see a single broken-legged angel. So what's up? What happens to the religious promise of gods and angels in the skies coming to save humankind? It is our boss and what Bible no kura ne saying. I'm just asking you, Abusia, and Brasiemu. And I'm bisa sa questions. The last question concerns modern day spirituality. And awakening groups that also believe aliens and ascending masters are coming in spaceship to save them. Hello. Awakening and aliens and me two coming na nanom ho na makodi laptop iPads telephone edwetire me na na ekokasa mo so what's up na sa kwa aba de didi ntuma atete koro mo anhia bi wo kwan no so enti mo so a mo dwensa no na akisini sensenwiem omo ba na omo abesevi mo so konso yele to pata mo so mo gina bia ewo he. What happens to all the heavens and goes in the skies theories? Yanya ne de ni yanka ne seni yansi ne seni. Do you still hold on to your beliefs? Or is NASA lying? Or which is which? Hey! Asemi zika wanabeko. Miala. Enyo. NASA for no wabua na de nyami no wadu twa atoro. Ana no man aliens. What's up? These are questions I want to understand. Abusia pamuchewo momo bia bu mfumi na mibisa mu asema mibisa mu misremu because asase so ayetipo baby wo ho a plane ko a edi 2 days ni na ekeka Korea, Japan, China any de ekeka ho pamuchewo edi more than a day ansa na wakodu na nkrofo wo travel ya nti 10 days ni ko mo de bedu baby o mo ko ya o mo kai boy asembisa o na mi bisa na wolu twa atoro. When I end this editorial, keep in mind what I said in the beginning about initiating Artemis. Memo bia yuremfi. Do not allow anybody to take you for a fool. Maybe sa episode e ma yuremfi adeko potinya omoye. Initiating Artemis. Ehin na okọ ya na 10 days. How many days they could do in the first place? They should come and explain this to me. Adi amaken yina pacho. Sometimes in yamani bi wa wo sha na enipe di echi na wo bi say sometimes you're frustrating. Wo nim ha wa nipa dwen. Na sometimes simple said dia wo beka asema me nipa mpoate wase no. A problem. The reason being that asase na yeti so na nkasa ya trapped. And honam na yetim no so ya trapped wom and adwin na we yetim no so ya caged. Into to break the understanding from the world itself is a problem. Na fe wakwa akoto nipa no na waka asam na kire ne honam no mu adwendwen ne dooso. Na wo wie na obebo awura na adwin ni mu so cage na eda ho no. Mepa mo cho asam a meka nyina asese hwan na oyo otorofo. E wa hade na wo fa wa asam a meka mu anuanom. O calculation no calculate unya den wom. I welcome you to spiritual awate. Ai abusia. Unia ba fefe. Enne me no won kommo twetwe o ye nyina yenhwe WhatsApp. Yenhwe wiase bia yetim. Ni ehu ni ebe ye ho. I believed you. I send you love. 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 I send you joy. I send you strength. I send you joy. I send you strength. I send you love. I send you light. I send you light. I send you energies. Pure energies. Pure light. I send you strength. I send you wealth. I send you peace. I believed you. I do not bless you. I believed you. And I wish you a nature day. And I welcome you to another episode of Spiritual Hour. On this platform, I am the pride of Akabulan. I am the pride of your ancestors. And they find their pride in me because I'm saying what they want you to hear. Call me G. Osika. Fremi dimbia wa upe. Dia me ye wo wani so ne eboa me somma wo no. Fasa hu edin no ene ho mrane eno na fa bo me. Ende drama nim ti me gindi sense ko ense bebam. Na ebam so dia na ena ni nyina na ehwa a. E fremi Maame Grace. I am African's finest spiritual visionary. Finest. And then we are discussing Artemis initiation. Pacho abusia. As ridiculous as it may sound, people saying they have been to space may want to draw attention to something or away from something. Because looking at all the questions I maybe say I no. Omudi how many days in a travel call ye? E we ase he ye mpo. Any baby omu claim so omu call ye a call around the moon. A day in nkrofo we omu pese omu di pie. And a dear bad dear no more jeans or more katasu. A dear way I'm person your dream. You traveled from here to the moon. And I will cha moon for 10 days. A dear important now quiet no. Pacho. Coffee so walk yampa. How? A coach moon for 10 days. What the size and our dimensions in was a bear. Abasemi. Obibini. Still. If you look at the rate at which big time news cover news of NASA's space and moon journeys, you will see that who calculated the Kenya while a behuda wobwa. In Crawford were be some time ago. Wakaya. Negan any shoe size or the bear in a walk of measure or Pascal. Crawford was a walk of moon. One bram, I mean, interview will mean this a would answer question. Some would Jimmy this means me interview when you oh yeah, oh sir. No, I will ask you sensible questions. They should come for me to interview them. It tells you that ethereally something or someone wants the entire globe to shift its focus upwards. Obi pese we are singing na omoma when is so ma when is way. Ma when is Jesus, Danny Wechi, Fama, we are saying, being intentions. And it's all we are seeing now, my money swatches, no more job who actually. Prophet, were you sure that will call baby? Until I ask them questions for them to answer. If I sit with you and I ask you questions, either I expose you or I show people that uni answer. Me answer me bisa nasa for you questions. Edien omo intentions ye so omo komu ni mu ampa eden omo koye no omo kan kire we want to know obi a should look at some amiken omo start ka kire mu se mo nhwesoro enye nde o omo ka se mo nhwesoro enye nde na de ekosoro bi asu na wie ye yowuo eye de ekofom e na timi fifi ne so aba na edore ede ba asem e na asi enkrofo gigigigi omo aduru suru hoi. Anytime humanity breaks the code and begins to focus on where they are, taking attention back to themselves, yet preaching consciousness. These dramatic, emotionally harvesting trips to Mars, the moon, and space are widely broadcast to turn attention back to watching the heavens. When Ninyaba want to say, and I say, they've done this before. One ekai Apollos the enoso. So munya who say we are seeing bomb who so pe. Omo will be ye and crofoyin ye ready so mo be back it off. Yen so ye ready see ye bedroom. Into almost she be ya no more the abre ni ya sum twe ness why ya pump him. Ye dinner. Because it's either within or nothing. So we die when I was just open, I was nothing, not just a fake life now you go so. Senka Africa ye so obehwe ne ho a anka onja emboba ene nsuo ni forest aye wo ha enkohwe fungi e wo Florida enkotu esika eno a no mugu so mu promote. And the painful aspect of this whole thing is say ade na ye fake ni nyinara so enfamfa so obi embre obibini didi echira na fe wadane ono ne originality na to egu na odi fake ni mu eno ne som no bo afi no wayera kwan na oye niama ehu hia. This makes me think maybe this is the main reason all religions talk about heaven and gods in the sky, just so that you lose attention, which is of course fake. And when I talk about focusing on the skies, I don't mean using your human eyes to watch them. It makes sense put to you. Sasa na wodwin sa o ma wani so a mu behu Jesus a and the American people make sense to you. They want a specific vibrations to be triggered when your mind is focused on things in the sky. Useless things, fake things. You lose yourself automatically. What I feel is like once we understand we are in some sort of prison here on earth, we begin to think of breaking free. At the moment, there are tricks. And you may be a ye ni ba ye ho so ne ya sori agina no ye jeje ni amani bi eguo ne ya hwe se ye bedi ye ho. At the moment enkrofo bi adwene beba omo ho so se da bi se mi ni ba bi a me firi ba ya me ba asase so a na ma ba asase so dia ene ne chese ba bi wo ho a eho so se me ko na me prepare me ho wa ha ye den na odwenya kodu extend na o kai say all this religious book no a ka kire me se ba bi wo ho a me ko ba bi benya no obi enko ho da no mo ka kire me se de ho te a eye lies no obi ani ba ne ho so sa pe no mo hwehwe kwan foforo di nipa ye den e de afa so adwene mu ne honam mu nyina. When our mind shifts from saving ourselves to waiting to be saved, it triggers a collective consciousness that empowers a particular shift in the planet consciousness. Na enu na ebi no mompe. And it was clear that before the war and this space trip, ansa na ekon ne beba. Munhwade o, ekon ne beba. NASA space trip we so abebe NASA business so aba. The way the Epstein files triggered the world seemed like it was going to bring down the whole fake system. Someone examine shima, they always have escape route. And chebia me say ye be blue beam no buy. Say Jesus tale soro obeka obi ya local dialect akire no anane language. Imagine Jesus esete e wo clouds no. Blue beam ombe true light not ho e be fa before say rapture montwen send efiti Epstein file no so na di war ne ba ya na fe de quickly no war no ye hu na wieye mo amusi wiase ba na wieye eno so akosi sen amuchewo. When they realized that their fake system is collapsing enipa ni ba omo so pe, it felt like there was no way out for the parasitical laws anymore. Omo hu so mo wie yi ba pe. Omo nje na komapam enje na sopam because enipa ni ba no ho so pe. Se nyame nyina omo wie yaba. Eno no omo so makwan. But then the first diversion came in the form of the war, and then came the space trip. All these are distractions. Do you remember when I was talking to you about the Epstein file? I told you, say, me di akesiye ne wom ni celebrity for ni di ne wom no confuse you because ni nara a distraction. Do you remember what one share episode no betumi akwa mpa chopa? As this event unfold and the days go by, the planet's energy begins to return to its prison state as cracks appear in the collective consciousness. Because those claiming consciousness no are also in Epstein files. What's up? What I am saying is this: your inner focus directs your subconscious mind. And as some may argue, anytime there is a space journey, NASA makes billions of dollars. That physical reason to always go to space is for those who benefit from the 3D side. The biya me kan Mrs. Obi ye fake ade na e benefit na wo a wo kwa kopi no se benefit wa e se wutumi dwen. This is the problem for Africans. When uni enti asebio mu bishop ofo no omu ntumi and practice forgiveness like the Bible tells them. Because omo ye be before omo practice forgiveness eni omumo jemu. Patoti ase eni omumo jemu na emom no justice ena ewo omumo jemu. Nti omo ntumi forgive nipa. Nti na kakra bia de bishop wo kese. When 24 hours amawa obefre God will punish you. They don't know what is called forgiveness. It's not in their blood. Whatever they are practicing was forced in their throat. In actual fact, it's biblical. It is scriptural. I can quote it for you. It happened in Ephesus, where Papa Paul, oko miracle be us there. Nkrofona wo practice Artemis na ade no. Woyembronsanfo na okoye miracle bi na o ma washing one book yinara. No converting nkrofona wosom Artemis ni na ode ba Christianity. nkrofo na wa asori dem wo yina wa Artemis na asomfo a amena me kam kiro wonyi ya wani mmra wontumpo wonzido anapesa me kan me kiro wonyi hu nimzi wo keka won eyim kire nyameso mpa so wonyi ma hozen. This is it. Omo be ko na sade bia na omo ko make sika. Omo be create fake rocks, fake fungi, bibia fake trees. No mo di obibini agina so they will make millions. Obibini be copy that fake no onya so mfaso obi ontumi hu nyansa. Endwin say ade obi ye wenya ho mfaso mi nya bi. Besinde Mecca is making money out of Kaaba. What happened to the stone in Techiman? As I speak with you, Kaaba is a fake stone. As I speak with you, Israel is making millions of dollars. Me myself, I've been there more than 10 times. And say, who say? Fake stone. And as I'm talking to you, the catch that one upon Disney. Almost also making millions of dollars. Akuna matata no almost shout to fungi cry ye fake, almost benefit. Na ye enu na so ye ni ye jo original no ha na ye pepere no mato ye din say poor continent. Oh, this is sad. Omo be creative fake niama. No mo dia make you who you know bibi ni de akire. Also ko moon nasa 10 days. The 10 days you are saying doesn't make sense. How many days now ko? What is the dimension of the moon? Wo ko hu 10 days. Who kwan there? Because moon ni yesum. Hey! Nkrofo we no mutumi de yare ba. No mo enya yare ni din. No mo aso enya yare na no eduro na eduro ni so enku yare no. Edwedwe ano. Oh my God, Africa, we are too miserable. Omo de omo ye fake niam na e benefit om. Ani. However, there are unseen, non-physical beings who want the world to believe in and focus on Mars and the moon, using their subconscious minds because it grants them something special. Adie no mo koye na yen ye hype ni promoters Africa from promoters omo hype no omo no mo nim de omo benya physically, spiritually. Wo mfaso obenya wo ho yeden. We a question no mo bia bumf. What is that something? Edie ben ena nkrofo we omo benya na wo so bibini de na obenya. Those who have seen my episode on Loosh, me ye no so will understand that we discuss here that from birth to death to reincarnation, everything in this 3D world is like a poultry farm. Maka we achirem. Why one share Loosh episode ru betumi akohwe. It's on this platform we are sharing. The Loosh theory is a reincarnation loop theory that I started treating alongside the archons way back before mainstream spirituality even noticed or heard of the name. In Ghana, they will never give you the credit, but in school, we keep giving you things because we understand that consciously, you guys are sleepers, so you can't even create. So we keep creating new things for you to copy. Nti mo fetchiri mo ni ase ye na de eba no so. Shatawale no kan. Oso oba se kakai. We de Mami Grace ba se kakakai. Anio. What do you think about what this NASA thing is saying? So, let me refresh your memory on that. Madika ye Loosh ama odada. The theory I preached some time ago is that everything we do here is a source of emotional sustenance for the entities that have shaped this world systems and structures. Obini wi ase a wahehye. Ena yen yetim. Nti de ayeye wo mu bia no. Ye for no ne mfaso. Se ye kobo football ayeye two teams. Omo be lose no. Omo be su, omo su a eye na duane. Omo be wini ni so be sere. Omo sere so a enu so eye duane. Omo wo de hye nipa. Eme nipa act. Eme nipa behave in a certain way for their benefit. Just like a tree bears fruit, the seed is useful for medicine, and even the leaves are. Bibia party bia wo de eye. It is coded in your Bible, ebusuya. Ose muntiti ahabani mundi na mfa na edu abani ye eduro whatever. Ose muntiti ahabani bi mfa ntuatua na mfa nkwa ha. Na mfa de aka no so mfa nware. Aye. From the time we are born into this dimension, this 3D world, everything we do is tied to emotions that are bound by addiction. Bibi ayeye na te asefo asase so yenya wo ye beto sa awiase ipe bibi ayeye bia ne ya be addicted to it, only to produce energy that serves as food for these beings. How well do we know these beings? Bibi so obi me see angels ne de ekeka ka won ne we na apart from so obi ka kire. How did you know? We ye den na hu ye. In short, your baby crying, you smiling because of love, or someone enjoying a good food, to someone experiencing anxiety and panic. All these are collective emotions that feed entities. I have said this, I have treated this on this same platform. Eba ni say na baby no osu. Why ne what yasefo asase so? Osi onsu da, onsere da, ne wiran ho da, ne ninje da. Oye ene onye nipa. We go through all this. Ni na so ende. Ye call how be mu kakra. No matter how rich somebody is, there is something eating no. I want to ho baby. Eye hwan na ehihye say na ma wi. Pamucho wo. Ye question na mi bisa. Some entities like the God of the Bible feed on these energies to sustain their existence. Nti asoro wa areho ho. Ye di adanse ye wo ho. Obi so sresrade ye wo ho. Mu feeding more than any grounds. Ade ko kan mu bubefu. Mu na mu blow. Di oji. Na mami bi trendy. Otwetwe bia ma osofo no ne catechist ni omo kan hu nyina. Ka se Methodist for there na nkomo ye decent. Wa papa omo ni so. These are things you people are not learning. Na mo se mami Grace mum and ordained the body of Christ. And your monshare NASA, because NASA went to the moon to activate the moon. And you guys are worshiping the sun. So if the moon is indeed activated, automatically Christianity, your son of God, is finished. On some marginal form. Umbremo was in the enchera madi. And Yamishram. Bufu. This is what the God of the Bible does. Feed you on people's energy. To make humans always produce these emotions called Loosh for unseen entities, humans were made to exist in a desire-filled universe so that their existence ebe benefitium. Omo no machihye ewiase we onipa bi ani ate afuasa asiso a oti wiya yetimu yase a on desire to have something. No matter what they have, they still desire to have more. Onyanya we secure special single room. Obi wo adan hotels or da suesi. Ewiase na yetimu ni. Say no mayen. So that their existence depends on being addicted to something that repeats, promises, and releases deep loosh. The Loosh episode is still on my platform. You can watch it after this episode. Ebusia. And you, every human or species on this planet is addicted to many things. So many things. I saw a lady on TikTok. Or practicing celibacy. And no baby say, or starting how many or 3 months. And I'm saying, hey! 3 months now having sex that one now who practices celibacy and ye be mu de na yet say akpenato I yet say tie I say bare penken 3 months no one man title e wi ase ye binum ya obi ya addicted to something obi be some say then am ya addicted to e be a fragrances and now they make us say colognes and now they hey nebusia Samansu ya perfumers ni yetwe samansu no. Amro nomad and an obi say amro lavent aba and na yetwe ho manso. Wa wo bi no no. What do you feel? Which one is winning which one? Hey. Yetwe ebi a me ye addicted to that. Me pie ba me dem adanu. See hey. Obi bank office pa na yahye ni sam say ane. Ahomaso 24/7. You see mu acha brabo no ya gbo ache. You're grounded Anio, obi pese ye show video, ye show 10. Inya no na ye ka ne ha. We just by the way. But there me person me try to say be addicted to sex, be addicted to aduane. Just everybody has a particular something or you addicted to. And I make a media ayeden e de akire. Sa na nkrofo we ahihye sa wiase ya ayeden yetim no. No human can exist without food, water and air. Obi ka me addicted to you drink water. You cannot live without air. You are addicted to it. When ye be sesi a wo be pia kohwehwe ba bia wo be kuku hu sesi a wo ohye do emriti a we bia wo be kuku hu sesi a obi oso ntumi obetena se on didi onum nsuo for 1 year no me sa John pastor no say onu didi na nche bi obegu de opahwe. Our human body is limited by these addictions and the need to have them always is automatic. One nsu kombedo one kombedo one abaka didi. And it's on repeat. De bia ye didi, de bia ye no musu, de bia ye didi, de bia ye dware. Ye addicted to these things. Yes, sign entire mu. Sa na wiase we no etie. Wo su said den asem biara beto said etie biara, wo beja ya kodidi. Uru ebefi. Ye addicted. The moment you pause it, you lose a human being. Sa wo se wo didi biomu a our addictions are deadly. Iniyama ya addicted to. People think only drugs and alcohol cause addiction. Dabi. When someone is addicted to drugs, they go through traumatic stages if they don't get it. And they always hunger for it. That is one. The human body is always addicted to something that if it doesn't get it, it pushes it into a state of severe trauma and even death. Inti obia ono wa ya addicted with drugs no ne de no. Won so de be na we ya addicted to obi de ye sex. Obetumi ni akokokora ada. Insukom kra to mikunipa. We need so many things in this world to exist in our addiction. Anu ni bebrebe ya wo de wani hu. Obi ehia obi. Anio, money and luxury, even though they are artificial addiction, have equal power to trigger profound emotional changes in the human body and spirit, causing us to produce huge amount of energy for these entities to feed on. Enuni eni brebe de ye benye biara. Ade ba ko ema bi before nkoso. Onim sa de eni peyiye o yade. Ade oye ye me fe minyame ye bi onka da or try not the number from no wakosoro. There are people who are rooted deeper. Ye difficult so the beto form into me say o routine kwan paso no taking the time and na oguro ya onye seasonal plant e be ye difficult say season and na weather bi e betumi ekunu. Now, what happens when you die? People who have experienced near-death situations talk about seeing God, their family members, being told by Jesus and angels to come back and finish what they started on earth. And na me wunna me shia me nana and o ka kire me say ko weji wo wie wadwuma no na akwa ye and o ma me 1 week and o ma me 2 weeks and o ka kire nana ka kire no. Some even walked with Jesus. Na Jesus ko kire o momukunu a wawu chamber hall a onya awo heaven ho no mo. Ai omo ni Jesus nante ye. And that omo walking side by side. And the angels to come back and finish. Oh my angels, nash I'll shower mo back. Abe we have to some finish your mojuma. Omo be we have to omo be. In fact, the same thing has happened to Jesus. Jesus wewu oko or besanya babak no be finishing ejuma na. Oye no. Enti enye wanwa. Ai oko heaven or besanya ba no wa bejeji yen. O wa ha no mu bium. Enti the same thing no. And this was happening to Jesus. Even though we have not died before, Yehuda, this gives us a sneak peek into the realm of what happens when people die. And the fact that the deep desires and addictions towards the earth and things of this earth do not end. Obi any wo pe bibia o se me wie bibia me pe bibia biom. So wo obi o se wo pesika. Wenye sika nti o pesika biom a pato chronidi na me ne nkodi nkomo. Obi enya bibi wa asase so me da. Ewiase we obi enya ade enwie da. Inti wuna na wuhia no angel na wuhia no nyame na wuhia no na se wanya wuniama enwie nti san wachi na koye wuniama ewiase we ayeti mu asase so ede ebe no nipa da se ni betumi aye awie ni ha a on be ka tro say san wachi na koye just because people die omo se omo wuniama we. Family connections, the addictions to want to finish wealth, our attachment to worldly religions and heavenly bodies, our addictions to theories of wanting comfort in heaven and fear of hell manifest in death. Eniema na ye program ye gu ya adwemu ni nyinara. Eno na ye hu wo ye wu. And because we love our families and we don't want to suffer in hell, we either reincarnate or come back to life from the point of near death. If we are si brebe osikeni bro hie ni bre obi abayare obi efie wo asem hwan no se ote asase so owie na dwuma binti ono na soma adwo no na ade no kra wawu awie no kra. The people you have left behind no, they don't even know they have greater opportunities than their wawu no. Omo se omo kofro omo maame a wawu na wabeboa omo okofre ne maame a wawu no wabre ne ka wo na na owu ye na horse so no tena kokumase wo kofre ne so mbre wo ka wahu ka da wahu ka da Wunama is sitting inside of you. Or person wububu abusuafia pata no na wusi ne dan na wo de hye na nionyam. Your ancestor is living in you. Also kofre wo ancestor no wa ma ode. Obema was cutlass. No de akokoko no mu akodo because that is what onu onim. What are you talking about? Ma mo se mo ko back no. Mo question ni. Mubu emfu mama mubu emfu mam migado jikule njinyo enya akobie male. So after we die, we are still addicted to feelings and emotions. Our spirit is still producing the essence of love emotions for families and relatives. The fear of hell person obekoburu nsam jemti no obi ehwe no heaven obehu ana wa beto a oto ana obi enani o say we are still na dem inga wa dada. Big lie, you cannot have the mouth to tell people. I didn't think you were abofre bia no osu. Wan sukura ye mfa wo. Wan sukura ye behwew. Wan su na kire se wawu. Ewiase a wo ba, unya pie se kwen. Ade edi kan di hia wo ye se kan. Ye twa ofuru ma se ta. Wei, ewiase wei. Omusu because these liars. Esho omo say oh kwa have you. Into obara pia. No wasom. Ade ya ti hunini. Oh my God. The fear of hell and expectation of rewards from heaven and so many more. And when a dragging nipa. How can you even understand this? To make use of the opportunity what yaseno. What than say who train a wufu. A wufu to say Jesus. Onu krapo onimu. So onu no ba beboa wa no ba beje. Wo opportunity wo exist wa ha. Wo nim dia wo de beye. You don't know what you have or you possess as a living being. Now we create impact. Oh, change your samai. You have to take advantage of your existence. Do things to glorify your ancestors because they live in you. That is what I'm saying. You will wear their friend and I do who see a codado. One na we cry one child friend about fear will get the crow who be. Because some breast no mo bodua no mo de table na wa ko obi enko wi obi ade no wakosi wo sa ade esi ho. That is why we want to go to heaven and marry virgins and eat good food, walk on gold and sing praises. How? Say we do heaven na we be call heaven we be gware ma bebre ehọ no mo de honey any milk any alcohol nkwa na we mu ntu ama wu ho. We muntu wo ho. Ene na wo be no. Na se wo fly kosra na wo be lande na wo be lande wo ba na ntam. Hey! Kremofuo. How? These things evoke so many desires, feeding the Loosh farm for the rulers of the plain. If you don't know where you came from, how would you tell me, say, baby aoko? Does it make sense to you? So that while we are in prison on earth and we are controlled by borders, systems, groups, families, nations, and other things, when we die, a single most powerful body of super celestial, psychotic, and hypnotic power, capable of playing all these images, our program, and triggering these dramatic emotions, even in death, is being handed by the moon, according to many esoteric literature. You see, Christianity itself is upgrading, but Africa is still joking with what they claim they are doing. Sometimes when I look at you people and you are trying to, and baby, I'm so ashamed for some of you. Adie be a catcher of some and few it is upgrading. Mom say inti na moye chaos wo asori ho no. Osofo okuta Bible. Ebeka say ubetumi aware mienu nye bone wadwen nye adwuma. Ono a otwempena. They are all kind of crest aware mienu nye na. Just you people has more fairly woefully. But obi embomo. Na asori for no mo bom nsem no kura de minim deliverance ameya am. According to many esoteric literature, about the moon. Therefore, anytime living humans are made to shift their subconscious mind to the moon and live in the heavens by the operations of NASA and others, it helps the moon and whatever reincarnation mechanism that keeps us here by rebooted into our inner selves so that we do not escape. So all these Epstein file, all these wars, all this NASA journey and whatever, it is all about distraction for what? One thing, awakening. And only baby. Now awakening no cry, are so nasty. How can you tell me, say, why you are awakening? You call this awakening? The obia person or ye be obey to me a free world. It's okay. But the bad aspect of it is mu nimni amoye. Na mu fife din bi to so. Eno na ya na ahom te kakra. So, in lunar occult literature, me say in lunar occult literature, the moon is visible but wields spiritual power over our souls and controls those drawn to its psychotic charms. Enti even crass and ka ye uka moon, you are talking about lunar. Cremophone use lunar calendar into a moon, and that's why you see the sickle moon and the star on the this thing. And a woman almost use sun. Inti son of God, we are never can forget them. Enti moon nedie. Almost oyoba, ono no mo ono no mankwa, ono no charmi bibia. Is that why NASA will name a trip Artemis? Ade we no mo call activity. Na se omo call activity mu na, omo travel ko ho ampa. Ana ye rituals bi no mo preach. Can we think deep? Can we think deep? Because why will you name your trip Artemis? What are you insinuating? Probably. And if you think so, you might be right. Rituals be no more. Because calculation in days no more man, it doesn't make sense. Because there is a relationship between the goddess Artemis. Artemis is a goddess. And ancient esotericism that stems primarily from Artemis' depiction in the Bible as Diana, the goddess of the Ephesians, and her role as a goddess of magic in ancient Greek mysticism. This is Diana in the Bible. If we want to be free, we must come down. We must admit, we must humble and learn than showing magic and fasfobi any so. Na ya show konfo ni furugu no twa no ne nsuo shira ehu. Nsuo shira ehu na tua koko foka. we can do things near benefiting your country, no moving you. And your magic. We can do things putting fear in people who share stuff. This is Artemis. Why would NASA tell me that trip is called Artemis? This could be the reason. And if this could be the reason, what will be the influence or the consequences for Christianity? Because you guys are worshiping the sun and people are activating the moon. These things, two things don't work together. That is one way they crash. You need spectacles to watch them. You call it eclipse. It's an error. So if they are activating this one, it means what? A friend and Crawfobisa said, who was Diana? You cannot talk about Artemis and leave Diana out. It's biblical. In fact, let me quote it. I don't want anybody to think I'm a joker. So let me quote it. Acts chapter 19, verse 19 to 20. Describes how followers of the great Artemis in Ephesus were engaged in sorcery and magic. Apostle Papa Paul performed extraordinary miracles in Ephesus that resembled the occult practices of the Artemis cult, attracting many of Artemis worshippers to convert to Christianity. Ghana suffer bebre 90%. They are followers of Artemis. They are not Christians. I said it earlier. That is why they don't know what is called forgiveness. They will curse you right now. They can even kill you. Even the Artemis magic, no, cast a spell right now. They have nothing, zero. They are just confused beings. Leading sheep and moawa. 90%. Apostle Paul, echo performing miracle be. Almost say, na esse Artemis there. Nana eburu omo de na omo ye ne so. Enu nti omo nyina converted from Artemis. And omo bedi Apostle Paul de na chi no say enu ye Christianity. Ebi na ache mo no. Won say mum to me. Ba yere kose odi o say apetekura ni okura kronkron so ho ahwani. The same ade na na ye ye o. The ode ntoma tuntum akata ne de so no. Eno ye bone. The ode ntoma white akata ne de so ye bone. Adenti na beba sa is because we look canal. Ye de ye ni kosue keke ne ye de hwa ade. All our senses, common senses, echo. Ti ye de ye ni, oh, where the black na ye oh, into where the oya bronsam Apostle Paul. And also performing adea Bible say ne esse Artemis nduma ni bi. But na eburu so nti okọ yes ankonya no no de frɛ Artemis mba ni nyina baaye. Ubetumi akoya America ni. Ubetumi aye obibini. Ni yawo wa America. Na wo te America, aye America, you are still a black American. Ebi na esi musu wo Kristo sumu no. Ai o convert abosomsomfo ni nyina. Eno ode ba Christianity mu. Na in natural fact. In natural fact o. I am unja se mudidi abosomfo na tem no. Me I don't actually have their time. But mu nyina mo ya dekoro. Because mo start fi nwan na mo de ba nipa so. Ni nyina Bible kuro ya. This led individuals practicing sorcery, a key element of the Ephesus Artemis cult, to bring their books and burn them, demonstrating a break with the dark spiritual forces associated with Artemis cultic practices. What people do not know is that knowledge dwells in the blood, knowledge dwells in the soul. It is obi repentia ni submine ni moja ewo ni mu no ensesa. Anything ye wa asofo bebre omo abeye powerful, they are still thieves, they are still prostitutes, they are still hobos. Or a prophetess nso asoro ho be man wadi omo nyina. Because you can pretend to be what you are not. They will force you to burn your Bible, but you will never burn what dwells in you. You can never burn your DNA. Your originality is still sitting inside of you. Na me come sure. Ade we na esi wo Ephesus. Nti ye de sa bayifuo na moka no enyina begu asoro nim. Nti ye mu se sa asoro ho no apapafo nko na wo kwa ande boni na ekoso wo ne firi hi. Asorofo ya na eja aware. Asorofo ya bi na ya amrobes. Asorofo ya bi. Eyebi. Some who said the idea. This led individuals practicing sorcery and as Christianity grew, the leaders of the Artemis cult became powerful Christian cult members who did not abandon their practices, but instead used Artemis sorcery and magic to gain prominence and control over the masses. All the bishops in Ghana, they are pastors. They are ARTEMIT level. Our time with Maame Grace. And Crawford we almost munyame. We mo 90% of them almost munyame. Bi amena make catch. You cannot worship God and now walk in the footsteps of Jesus and live in a palace and mansion. You people are paying for so that I am ready to help anyone who wants to help himself and help his children. Sa Artemis court na mo de aba asore ho. Na on jina wana mu yusu no na mo fa glory ni mu obi said ya me kire mo anapa no. If converting an African to be a Christian easier anka ewiase na asesa ya practice no kra ye nim ye de ye na nanom na mo se ye ni nyina ye de aba asoro wa osofo oni abotre osofo a oni abotre. The spirit of God is gentle. What happened to that scripture? We are gentle now kikem saying we pulpit so no. What have you drank? They publicly practice normal Christianity while engaging in dark rituals to Artemis to gain magical influence and sorcerous powers. Senya sadia ye na yakwa sorry. We preach akire ye wie. Ya bompa ye wie obi akọ. Why the consultation? E dey na akọ ye no. Hello. Yes, I can't tell you. Ebi say enye, ebi so say mo confusion mu create mamo. Artemis mba na mo kofo mo ba force no. Baptism no kokoro omo ho. Omo renew omo mind. Their behaviors dwells in their blood. Omo no mugu asoro ho. I don't like doing numerology in public especially. I don't like it. Anytime you hear me use certain words, numerology, astrology, witchcraft, planetary, ask me, let me explain it to you. My ways are always different. Anything that doesn't go within you, I don't belong there. So any word I use, you ask me for explanation. Because these people use these things and they go mythological way. I don't do so. So my explanation is always different. So I said, I don't do numerology publicly. No. I do my readings privately. If you know, you know. But let me give you a hint of the effect of numerology in this whole thing. And then I make us a dear way starting, na me kase met to say nanka meniaje. Ni na kashi. Angamen, I'm a pim. No voice and ma help ya me. NASA's Artemis 2, the current space program, focuses on the number 4. For astronauts, TMU, Artemis is often associated with the number 6, which is frequently cited as her primary sacred number in discussion of Greek mythology. If NASA called it Artemis 2, the number 2, Fatuwa Maame, and they are using 4 astronauts, then 2 plus 4 is 6. It is Artemis they are trying to activate. Nobody is a fool. They can sometimes fool everybody, but they can never fool all of us. And no the you can actually fool Obiao by yenum binum de. Who to me fully. So yeah, our astrologers, why did they call it Artemis 2? And Argentina astronaut 4 and they call it. And yes, 6. Who are you fooling? And you call it Artemis. And I can decode Artemis and get the 6 you are trying to fool me with. How I wish African will understand all these things. So I'm okay. But Africans, promoters, as usual, they will promote. They will speak astrology. They will give prophecies. Efa war, efa election. The nipanet egu asoro ho no prophecy de emfa omo kura. Trends enwa. And astrologically, and also omo kan astrology ni te say Judas no coins no. But the same way see me expect say we have some of them. In ancient mystical systems, 6 is the authority establishment of Artemis. If someone says, oh, what is Maame Grace talking about? NASA uses the name of Greek gods frequently in its space exploration. Omunishio, me say nkrofo e wo man ko ba bia me na me ka kire. Me na me wan wo so wodi nyina. I'm a sky watcher, me say omo anko ten. They are just activating something new. That is Artemis. No, my codes. No, we break the codes and we tell you the truth. The baby. They always use what you know that. No more creative fake news out of it. They sell it for you and you buy it and you make them rich and they call you poor continent. Yes, they do. Used to Greek gods needing exploration, space exploration. Maybe nothing new. Activation, yeah. They have used Apollos before. Men read the media. They've used Apollos before. Who is Apollos in the first way? He is the Greek god and a brother of Artemis. Someone bloodline no more robbing off, no more fa, no more ayomudia, because they don't actually have any identity. We've done this before. Omube condemn bibia. No more the economy ko fake no more the abro bibini no bibini adwen bom. Kwadwoko se kwesi koso no gina kwantia. Same name, same energy, same God, same people. No more be fako, no more be say no more creative fake God, no more the aba, no bibiniti pai no. Now let's look at something here. Occult lesson of Artemis initiation. Maame nchire we. Ye hu na emobo. To learn is difficult. To sell pure knowledge, you will not get sponsorship until this pound to me. To save people is not wealth. But to fool people or to use people is wealth. That is why I didn't open up a church. I can do it big time. Auditorium, papa. But to save people, it's not comfort. For ordinary people, we are asleep. Things happen and take us by surprise. That is for sleepers. We watched the NASA moon journey like a beautiful event on TV and social media. Ebi follow ye pa. Some doubted it. Some believed it. Obia won the right. Ubetumi adwen dia wo pebia. Obia so was said dia odwene no obia so was said dia ohwa ade. Ni nyina nso so ye. The news is trending that someone who came to school in Ghana was part of it. And she took Ghana's flag to the moon. We ayo bibini de. On tnasi she on decode spiritually the reason why the map is there. Eyampa. On share adekun represent it. Eyene de because Ghana flag will moon. Amocho asolve electricity problems na yenye nsu obu de bia. Na asafo so say, "O anfa Ghana flag bia anko moon. What are you jubilating?" AI 10 years to come. One shot me amina na mpobehwe me no wakata, this is not my grandmother. This is not grandma. This is AI. Make ina me your grandma. Na safo say Ghana flag be anko. So that trends na ye ni age na ye rejoicing. What's the point in actual fact? Ghana is a powerful topic on social media as the genes of Ghanaians, a mark of an ancient forgotten royal bloodline. Wo map ekita omo ampa e wo mu numu abisa wo questions. When you hear some of these things, think deep about it. Why are you rejoicing because your what did you benefit? We ye chese edding. But as we see all this hype and attention for the moon landing, people who understand occultism and read ancient stories associated with such events know what has happened. Questions. Say, hey, what happened is not just an event. They have reenacted a moon ritual for Artemis. Started screaming, started coming, told me, this is what happened. Christianity will suffer the more if they don't go down. The moon is activated. So your sun is automatically down. So chaos, you will suffer. They have initiated the goddess Artemis to take rulership of the lunar heavens over the earth. If this happens, it's chaotic because only the wood you find Mukai, sa fi we starting me catch mu say chaotic ye. This is it. So church n'enim beko so agu ase. Asem bia abeda mi table so. Na me de me oni papa panti me de me nkan o. Me nkan da. So fu panyin bi. Ono osi asorukuo bebrebe bia no. No. Ono ne house help. Ene ne yiri wo fie no. No hyeso ma ne house help no. Na ne house help no, house help ne sister so be sra om. Osofo yo bishop yi, wasan hyeso ama sa house help no, ni nua pe na chiri ma. Ena me nuanom abosomsam omo ye ne kronje ya igbefo. I have encountered these cases. First one before. A doctor okonfo ba ayigbeni e call no ho so onye abortion man. So man the duro no maame ne ndai no doctor ne hye so man no. O hye so man no na maame ne wie ye no. One ni kunu kofie no ka kire ni kunu se ade ya mekoye ye de. Mi hu se papa na hye so ama me. Na ade na me nda papa o hye so maame anso o ya ade ne mame asem we bi na meti maame translate mi hye ma bibia ye boko. Inti da me se ayigbefo de osom bosom no osom no correct. O mbu mbra so o ka kire ni kunu o se mi gidi se doctor ya hye so ama me. Sa na sa bishop yi so aye. O hye so ma house help no ni nua besra o mo no hye so ma ono so omo ko omo kurom no omo ko kan say osofo bishop no wa hye so ama me e na wa hye so ama me nua no so na omo afre bishop no obosom no so onko no nko yi ne ho ano asem we esi mi table so na me nse nipa the bishop no beko asodefo na no mbesom omo isodem panifo no mbekwa kodi nsamfu we echi aden na de a wuntumi wudi aso a wo kon ho na wo bre me de manon nya kora o me manager ni Victoria Taylor omo se me manu ye okro mafo me mpe kokonsa me ni adaji to ka meka te ni me medi nkokonsa mpo mi mpo mi ni sa moja ni bi bishop yi o si akonya kasia so pe bi edi aka ho me hwa mu din wo na me de mo bone ache mu because me yo Kristo ni mapa nyame sunsum eti me mu na nyame no kre nyame ngusra ewo me so hard bias anka mo billboard na mo tetale so no kra anka mo hu da mo betum dia ko soja no adwon bishop we di ne yere edi ne yiri ni maid na chiriba ya fra obosom so me twen anko ya asem ni ye djuma me du enti enye me na mesa ya asore no mo amusu bambone ene ne amu nim ne ekoso na mu nim no because na medical aka no san ni moon they cannot rule together. It is our initiated the moon no say e rule dia na say automatically the sun is going down. What are you doing about it? A full spiritual initiation was conducted over 10 days. Code in me breaking it down. Obi anko baby 10 days. It was rituals na ekoso for the goddess Artemis to take over the womb of the earth. What do you do as an ordinary person? Say me see me nya adwuma ma twa tesefo ni biom. Am the rituals abegu no mo de yeyi. No mo yeyi so ame omo nka metwe so omo ma me tena me ba bi no mo san didi matem. Wonu ko twetwi fom. What do you do as ordinary person, especially ordinary Christian? What does this mean to you, a normal Christian who is not attached to any occult group or powerful mystics? What does this mean to you? Obeka se enfa no tena we enfa ho atena ho ebeba betu amuni nemu keke no enwan de sacrifice en de moye. I can't say much to me chire we mu bebre ai omo nim so omo anko ba bia omo anko ten e rituals na na ekoso. But I will tell you a bit that when NASA launched the project they called Apollo, it was an initiative that affected male children. And until na Moses, son of God, or Babema, or boys. So one tia I want to say that Apollos is done. Your Apollos, the son of God, is done. Artemis is being initiated. Apollos, Artemis ninuya. Ahindie bi atwam, ahindie bi soba. Artemis is a deity who brings curses or blessings to female children. Mene mo start ya na ma prepare mo adwen osun na ye ba Lilith ye ba Eve. Me prepare mo adwen. E mema mo hwe yie. Na mo wuo aben sesi e ma ne bekum mo. Mintumi nchirechire because me mpani ama enye nkuransesem ka. But me ka asem wo ya kire. E ma ne bekum mo. Because sesi mama mo aye anibere. Nhwe mo yie. Artemis ode no me eni nshira ede ba emofra maayewa so. She is the god of that. Ni onu ni nyamisu no. There is more. Etumi akirechire. But this is a public space. Nasafo yi kura me so omo ankohu o rituals no omo ye. But I am begging all the boys, all the men. Say you also abofra ni sha wudu sika ehye so ama na obekum. Men are going to die miserably because of this initiation. Bebre na kasa already no. When they say men are dying, I am menhwe funu pe. Kotiwu ye chen se wowu. So kotiwu a anka wuwu ikura ne de sofi bo obo anka ye. So wo ye adwuma mo be ma ne kote ewu atum se na koma wosoro me ma de omo pese omo hwere ye omo kote ne omo ani. Omo kote wu omo tumi aggressive o. O ma ne didi ti kura so ono mo be no. Wa ye she. So obia ohwe me and kote ewu receive fire. Receive fire. Receive strength. Do you think it will not work? I'm a prophetess. So take it. Enyane. But so kasa. There are things to stand firm after the initiations of Artemis and signs. Munjira muhuna nso ye mame. Let's stand awake. Yes. I'm going to review more and reveal the rest of the planetary laws. And I will teach you when I say planetary, what I mean. When I say astrology, what I mean. I have said this multiple times. I will never take your attention or make you shift from your own self. I will make sure you focus on yourself and focus from within, because liberation is what I am preaching. I'm preaching nothing to you but yourself. I believe you. Shalom. Peace.